Hello everybody. Well, I'm going to do a little video today on how to make menthol enhanced glycerin. And here you see some menthol crystals. You can get them at a lot of health food stores. You can get them online, on eBay, a lot of different places. They can be pretty expensive depending on where you buy them. They can come in big pieces like this or small pieces like this. And how much you use is kind of depend on how much you like menthol. I like menthol a lot, so I'm going to use quite a bit. Normally, I grind up in a mortar and pestle. And some guys, you may have this and some may not. So another way to do it is just to put them in a baggie. I'm going to use a fairly good sized crystal, at least kind of that big, and I'm not going to make a whole lot of enhanced glycerin with this because I've already got some made. But all you need to do is just kind of stick that in a baggie and then just start mashing it up and get it as fine as you can into a powder. No rocket science to it. You could use the whole. There, my dog's got to chime in. You could use the whole amount if you wanted to. But you just take it, and then that's close to half a teaspoon, I would guess. And getting it out of the baggie is a little bit harder sometimes. And then getting it into your bottle. And you can already smell it. I would say it's not a good idea to get very much of this on your fingers without wiping them off and cleaning them off real good. If you get them in the eye, I think that was kind of hurt. But you get your crystals, and then you can use any kind of alcohol, or you could dissolve them up in some oil. They will dissolve in oil or alcohol. This is 70% rubbing alcohol, so it's not a real high proof as far as it goes, but it works. But the higher the proof, the better it dissolves, and you don't have to use a whole lot of alcohol to dissolve your crystals. Now you can see that those are still kind of not quite dissolved. Normally I would kind of heat this a little bit in the microwave, but I don't have a microwave close. It's way back there in the kitchen. But you just kind of shake it up, and for the most part they dissolve. And you don't have to use a whole lot of alcohol. But I'm also going to put some eucalyptus in this batch, and you just use a few drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That also helps it dissolve a little bit, but just shake it up. It's a pretty potent smell. And I don't know how many milliliters this is. Let's see, this whole thing is 118 milliliters, and so this is probably about maybe a 75 or 80 milliliter bottle. And you just put your glycerin in there. And shake it up. And there you have your glycerin enhanced with menthol and this time with eucalyptus. I use the wintergreen alcohol. I think that adds maybe a little bit something to it. It still has a little bit of an alcohol smell. I know some people use rum, some people use vodka, some people use Everclear. It really doesn't matter what you use. And then always before I use it, I shake it up a little bit. But you can continue to add the crystals until they stop dissolving. You know, it will get saturated and it won't dissolve good, but I'm just going to add this to my other bottle that I've got, so I'm not going to fill it all the way up, because my particular mixture I had in the bottle I was using, it was potent, but I had to use a little bit more than what I wanted to. So I'm going to bump up the amount of menthol concentration in the glycerin I use, and that will enable it so that I don't have to use quite so much glycerin. So I just, maybe instead of using 4 or 5 drops in a lot of things, or some healthy squirts like in creams or lathers, I just may need to only use a few drops, maybe 3, 4, something like that. But then once you make it up, then the amount that you use, you can then vary it based on your own particular taste. I love menthol, so I'm going to use a lot. If you just want a little bit of a kick, then you use just a little bit. If you want a little bit less potent mixture, then split it up and add some more glycerin. And the good thing about glycerin is that you can add this to witch hazel, you can add it to your aftershaves, you can add it to your soaps and your creams as you're building your lather. And because it's glycerin, with just a little bit of alcohol in it, not a huge amount, just a little bit, it's not going to negatively impact a lot of things. It's not going to cause a whole lot of sting that the alcohol gives you in aftershaves, unless you like that. You can mix up your own aftershave by adding this with other essential oils. You can do whatever you want to with it. And that's the good thing about it. You can customize your scents, and you can customize the amount of menthol that you have in anything, whether it's a cream or whether it's an aftershave or balm or whatever, because you make it suit you. You're not buying something already made, which may be good product, but why have a good product when you can have an excellent product by customizing it just for you? Talk to you later. Hope you enjoy. Have a good week, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.